time to finally finish the album. Only took me about 2 years. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Justin, and today we are listening to Genesis with 3 songs today. Unquiet Slumbers for the Sleepers, In That Quiet Earth, finally ending with Afterglow, off of their album Wind and Wuthering, released in 1976. Thank you guys so much for following me in my album listen of this album. I'm sorry that it's taken so long to finish it. But I'm finally glad to be here, and I hope that you guys are as well. Everyone had mentioned to do these last 3 songs together, so naturally I listened to you guys as much as possible. So really brief aside, I took a bike ride this morning. Right now it's Saturday morning, by the way, just in case you're wondering. Really nice bike ride. I was going to listen to Fleet Fox's new album, but I was like, you know what, let me just listen to Close to the Edge, because Close to the Edge, I can always put that on and just be good, you know? And then after my bike ride, I took a shower, and I was just laying on the bed, kind of cooling off, and I was like, you know what? Let's listen to Wind and Wuthering again, just straight through, before I get to these last 3 tracks. And just to show you guys that sometimes my opinions on songs change after I listen to them, after I listen to them here. As I was going through the album and it got to What Gorilla, originally and before on the video, I didn't love that song. I still don't love the song, but it definitely feels more at place on the album. After a song like Your Own Special Way, it kind of gives the album a much needed kick in the face, an energetic shot in the arm to kind of like push it over the edge, ending the first side of the album. And actually perfectly leading into All in a Mouse's Night. So, I know, obviously it sounds better together on the album and going through the album. But, I just want to update you guys on, how my feelings change sometimes. Anyways, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. You can join me on Twitter. You can join me in the comments down below. You're more than welcome to join me on Patreon, but you don't have to. Just enjoy the video, enjoy your time here, and I'm enjoying your time here as well. Let's do it. This is Unquiet Slumbers for the Sleepers, leading into In That Quiet Earth, leading into Afterglow.
stranger roads than this one in a world I used to know before. I miss you more than the sun reflecting off my pillow, bringing the warmth of new life, and the sounds that echoed all around me. I caught a glimpse of in the night, but now, well, now I've lost everything I give to you, my soul. The meaning of all that I believed before escapes me in this world of none, no thing, no one. And now it's like everywhere, just to hear your call. You walk upon stranger roads than this one in a world I used to know before. And now I've lost everything I give to you, my soul. The meaning of all that I believed before escapes me in this world of mine. I miss you more.
You know, this album, as I was going through it on my first listens, I came across kind of mixed in my reactions and my first thoughts to the album as a whole. But these last three songs are, at least on first listen, perfection. Absolute perfection. Like, it's everything that I would want out of Genesis. I think they were perfect. By the way, thank you so much for the recommendation on doing these three songs together, because yes, they absolutely bleed into each other so seamlessly and so beautifully. I think the real star of these tracks to me was In That Quiet Earth. That was just like amazing, okay? Phil's drumming throughout that song is insane. Banks, really to me, and I don't mean to discount anyone, but to me throughout this whole album, Banks is the one that's been like the star. He's the one that kind of shines throughout the album. So many layers upon layers of atmosphere and ambience and tones throughout the songs, and the solo that he unleashes on us like a volley of arrows in Unquiet Slumbers. Or I'm sorry, in In That Quiet Earth is just like amazing. I don't know what you guys think of when you like listen to music, but in that specific section, I was thinking of like Egypt and like ancient Egypt and like the pyramids and I don't know, Pharaoh and the Sphinx. Like I was just getting like very ancient and mystical kind of vibes from the sound of it. But that was a phenomenal solo, and I do want to point out one thing about the solo before I go through each of the songs just a little bit more in depth. But there's one thing I really am impressed. This is about Genesis as a whole, but specifically the solo that kind of caught my attention. And at least overall, you know, when it comes to Genesis and when it comes to progressive rock, a genre that's sometimes plagued and stereotyped as being very pretentious, being very wankery, and kind of going off and doing their own things and like just like going off the wall without regards to composition. I think that that's one thing about Genesis that impresses me the most, is that they do compose the music, is that they do structure things and they write the music. They don't just improvise and bounce things off each other and kind of see what sounds good. Most of the time. I don't know. I'm not sure about their process exactly. But coming back to Banks' solo here, there's no notes in that solo that is wasted. That sounds like he's just playing something to show off. That sounds like he's just trying to like display his technicality to us, the audience. All of it sounds necessary. And I think that's one thing that really impresses me about Genesis as a whole, about this album, and about the way that they come across in their creative process making the music, is that nothing sounds wasted. They sound like they have put thought into every single note, into every single rhythm, into every single melody and harmony that is built in their music. One of the things that really attracts me to this album was actually the album cover itself. There's something very like simple and beautiful about this solitary tree in this overcast sky, and there's like fog going on. There's something very mysterious about it. And you know what? This is one of those album covers in which it perfectly describes what you're going to hear in the music. And I feel like these three songs capture that perfectly. Because the music has this very sleepy, dreamy, foggy quality to it, but it's also kind of like lulls you into a sense of loneliness, but beauty. There's a very fall and autumn quality and tone in really all of the music in this album, but especially captured in these last three songs. So the album cover is like perfect when it comes across to getting across what the song and what the album is going to sound like. And one thing that Genesis does very well, especially from the days of Trespass, is establishing pastoral beauty. From Hackett's guitar and once again Banks, and I believe that even Rutherford is doing a little bit of extra guitar, maybe in the back. I know there's acoustic in there too, but there's definitely more than one guitar going on, as far as I can tell. And if there's not, then more credit to Hackett. It's just so beautiful. It really is this really nicely laid out build-up in the song. I love that synth. It's so lonely and it's so solitary in its voice. There has to be more than one guitar playing, or at least multiple stringed instruments. And maybe it's the imagery and the song title, which is, you know, Unquiet Slumbers for the Sleepers, but it does sound like a very sleepy song. It sounds kind of like, not literal, but it sounds like the song is asleep and kind of snoring, or at least breathing restfully, you know, before it builds up into the epic In That Quiet Earth. Wonderful, wonderful build-up. And then Phil, coming in with the drums here, explosive. Listen, listen, listen. That is absolutely fantastic. Listen to the swing and the groove that Phil has. The bass by Mike. Hackett with this guitar that just soars out of this fog. They build so perfectly out of the atmosphere that they've established previously and built it from foggy and overcast into epic and bright. Love those chord changes as well. Big, big chord changes that really make you feel. Fantastic drumming. I mean, this song has it all. And this song still sounds very pastoral in all its layers because there's so much going on. They've really packed a lot into this song. And shout out to the production because it makes everything very clear and even the minute details stand out. But this, switch it up on them. That is just, that's crazy. Big, big, big moments. I love that. It rises above playfully, and then after this, brings it back down just a little bit. I love that. And I don't know why, I really don't know why, but for some reason, this reminds me of Richard Wright from Pink Floyd and the way that he plays. I don't know, it has a dark tone that kind of reminds me of Animals, and maybe that's just because I love animals and I'm always looking for something like that, but there's something about the mood of this particular section that reminds me a little bit of Animals. I mean, they're just going. I think it's because the drum pattern along with the bass is just so heavy and it sounds like machinery. Maybe it reminds me of Welcome to the Machine. I don't know. There's something Pink Floydish about this. And then after all of that craziness, we settle into something a little bit more conventional. Something very romantic, I would say, as Phil comes in with his golden pipes and sends us off into this beautiful, beautiful sunset after these foggy waters that we've encountered. Fantastic performance, really, from all of them in this these three songs. And I'm really impressed by this. I would love to add all three of these songs into my playlist, but keep them together. Like, if one plays, they have to all play. But I don't think there's a way I can do that. Very nice harmonies as well that feel very uplifting. This is, like I said before, this is really just a nice romantic song to kind of send you off of the album. It's very powerful. It has kind of what we would expect, at least what I would expect from Collins era Genesis as I'm listening to it. Sounds like some really nice bass pedals there in the back just to give it that extra punch. Always very anthemic drumming as well. It's a very powerful song. It's a very powerful send-off. I really like Hackett's guitar as well. Always adding just something about the tone of it all. Beautiful melodies, beautifully played, well executed. I mean, there's nothing else more to say about these songs. Fantastic package. This was a great send-off for the album. I know I said it already 2 times, but thank you guys for telling me to do these 3 together, because they really make a huge impact, especially together. The first 2 songs were instrumental, so let's talk about Afterglow and its lyrics. Like the dust that settles all around me, I must find a new home. The ways and holes that used to give me shelter are all as one to me now. But I would search everywhere just to hear your call and walk upon stranger roads than this one. In a world I used to know before, I miss you more. Like I said, it's a very nice love song, looking for this person. Afterglow tells me that after perhaps the glow of the relationship, after the fires have burned out, perhaps they're broken apart now, perhaps they're separated now. But like he says, I would pretty much do anything just to see you again, just to hear your call. Then the sun reflecting off my pillow, bringing the warmth of new life, and the sounds that echoed all around me, I caught a glimpse of in the night. But now I've lost everything. I give to you my soul. The meaning of all that I believed before escapes me in this world of none. No thing, no one. As he says in the ending lines, I miss you more. A fantastic set of songs, a perfect way to end off and send off the album. And I'm looking forward to where, Genesis goes from here. I know that this is the last album with Hackett, so this will be interesting to see what they hear. So it'll be interesting to hear what they sound like when it's just the 3 of them. We need to get to 15K so that I can finish out Peter Gabriel's tenor in the band. Why is my microphone now glitching? It's because the wind. I think the wind is... Okay, I'm going to block it for a little bit. But yeah, 15K subs. We'll listen to Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. But at this point, I'll probably just keep moving forward in the discography. Anyways, I hope that you guys are having a fantastic day. I hope that you guys enjoyed the album listen. I hope you guys just enjoyed being here, because I enjoy being here and I enjoy being in your company. You can join me on Twitter. You can join me in the comments down below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you enjoy the channel or if you enjoy the videos. And even if you don't, it's okay. I'm just happy that you're here. Have a fantastic day, guys. I'll talk to you tomorrow.